All right. Hey guys, welcome to Internet Tomato, where we dive deep into the dark, twisted, and epic lore of games like Tainted Grail. I shall be your guide to unraveling the mysteries of Avalon. Today, we're kicking off a brand new lore series, breaking down the Tainted Grail timeline and occasionally the haunting geography. It intends to be a balance for new players and fans alike, ensuring everyone will walk away with more knowledge. If you wouldn't mind, please consider liking and subscribing, maybe even consider joining the Discord, or you might just get turned into a men here. So, let's get going. So, a brief disclaimer. I'm coming at this from my experience of playing the board games several times, playing through Tainted Grail Conquest, and being there near the beginning of the RPG's early access. In each board game, there are dozens of paths that you can take over the hundreds of hours of gameplay, and some of these hard-to-reach paths lead to significant details in the lore. I've attempted to go into every avenue on my own time, but be aware that I'm human and I can easily make mistakes. If I do make mistakes in this video, please comment on what things I missed. Also, with the RPG's recent release and a huge influx of new players, there are both tons of new lore bits and lots of new theories. I'll do my best not to speak definitively and go over these theories that I've heard or that I have personally, but the prevailing theories are subject to change, especially with new Tainted Grail games being released. Feel free to join my Discord server if you want to talk lore or theories. So yeah, let's dive in. Let's set the stage with a brief overview of the world for those who are brand new. Tainted Grail revolves around a crumbling Arthurian island called Avalon, warped by Celtic magic and ancient European folklore. Weirdness, a dangerous fog that blankets the island, warps life. Picture misty shores, crumbling castles, and glowing statues under an endless autumn sky, teetering toward eternal winter. Weirdness twists trees into gnarled horrors, beasts into grotesque forms, and even people's minds with visions or madness. The homelands, across the sea, is where King Arthur came from with his people when he landed on Avalon. It shared some of Avalon's gods and their mysteries. Avalon's every ruin screams secrets and intrigue with its captivating scenes and art. Before I jump into Avalon, I should first jump into the record-breaking creators of Tainted Grail. The brilliant publishers at Awaken Realms are known for board games with gorgeous art and outstanding storytelling. My favorite board games by them would be obviously Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon at the top, but they have done exceptional work with the This War of Mine board game, The Great Wall, Dragon Eclipse, as well as about 24 others. They specialize in extraordinary stories and mostly create games with cooperative elements. Every time I see new artwork by them, I always think how no matter how much the artists are being paid, they need a raise. Awaken Realms has been fueled by their fans for many years, and has been known to take the advice of their loyal fans time and time again. If any of this sounds interesting to you, please consider checking them out. Tainted Grail is dark Arthurian legend, with Celtic and European folkloric twists. The lore is complex and mysterious by design. It adds to the riddles and intrigue. It is so alluring and captivating that sometimes you just have to see it to experience the awe. I love the way my subscriber Dawn Martin put it when she commented, "Is there any lore about that giant that's strapped to the pillar in the ruined market square? I'm so hung up on that." That is the intention of the writers, to make the viewer shocked, intrigued, and hung up by the sights and oddities of Avalon. It raises so many questions when staring at that scene, like, who is that? Why was he chained here? Why is his head carved open? What happened to the people? How could something so powerful be reduced to this? The giant's silent agony hints at sacrifice, or perhaps a god's judgment. With sufficient exploration, some of these questions can be answered, but others remain. Countless sights and stories pull you in, and sometimes all we can do is speculate on the macabre yet beautiful world. The saga's core themes are sacrifice and inevitability. From Menhirs to King Arthur to the endings of most campaigns, sacrifice shapes every story. During the fall of Avalon, the island's eternal autumn sliding into winter screams inevitability. Every sacrifice, challenge, and hardship leads to the inevitable. And even in this grim world, there is still beauty, humor, and hope for a better tomorrow. One last note, this series dives into Tainted Grail's unique lore, not classic Arthurian tales. Celtic folklore, ancient European influences, and Arthurian legend definitely inspires it, but it is a distinct story. When I hit a spoiler-heavy section, I'll warn you, since many of you want to discover the lore yourselves. So, without further ado, let's start this lore series from the beginning. To start from the beginning, we must first ask, what fills this? In the beginning, blank. In Tainted Grail's dark, mystical world, the typical answer is a god or pantheon of gods, beings of death, love, justice, and more, wielding powers that bend reality itself. Picture a single, all-powerful god crafting the stars, Avalon's misty moors, and reality. Or a pantheon, each god a cosmic puzzle piece shaping the homelands and Avalon together. These gods might have aseity, which is the power to exist independently, like an eternal self-powered battery needing no creator. With aseity, they could be self-created, sparking the universe's birth. But what if gods aren't the only answer? And what if something else fills that blank? Something weirder, tied to Avalon's chaotic heart. Let's turn to some ancient thinkers for a twist. In this section, this could be controversial for those well-versed in theology or philosophy, and I'm well aware of flaws, but we are going over the Tainted Grail world and not our own. Now I want to draw on two theories, the theory of forms and the theory of water. I'm no expert, so bear with me for a quick rundown. In the theory of forms, Plato said everything, beauty, justice, love, has a perfect, eternal, non-physical archetype in a higher reality. They're the true essence, like the form of beauty as the perfect, unchanging ideal, while physically beautiful objects are flawed reflections. Here, the abstract is real, more real than what you can touch. Could Avalon's gods, or the weirdness, be shadows of these forms, not needing a creator, but echoing eternally? The theory of water is older. Thales claimed all existence is water, just in different forms. Under specific conditions regarding energy or temperature, water could become sand, dirt, or anything else. Everything traces back to water. In Tainted Grail, could the weird be Avalon's water? A primal, fluid source shaping gods, landscapes, even the twisted plants and beasts that we can see? These ideas challenge the need for gods, suggesting a deeper abstract origin. Now let's get wild with a theoretical mashup. What if we combine these? What if, instead of a god or pantheon with aseity anchoring reality, the blank is filled with a materialized abstract of chaos, pure, infinite potential where all things take root? What if, from this chaos, the first gods emerged? It hit me when I saw the weirdness twisting Avalon's life. Trees poisoned, beasts warped. What if the weirdness, that eerie magical force, is the chaotic, self-existent source with the deity, spawning gods like the All-Mother or All-Father? Picture Plato's forms meeting the theory of water in a swirling cosmic mess. The weirdness as a timeless essence shaping reality, birthing gods and Avalon's doomed fate. Gods might be its echoes, not the blank's filler. Or could a god have crafted the weirdness to spark all of this life? Its chaos sowing both life and doom. Could the weirdness originally have been a god's tool? Maybe a pantheon crafted it to spawn life, its power creating plants, animals, and people. Well, which is it? Weirdness or gods? Whatever kicked off the universe, everything was created. Now, spoilers are going to be ahead, so pause now if you want to explore Avalon blind. This is your last warning. In Tainted Grail, the lore speaks of a place beyond the stars where timeless kingdoms exist. Are these distant realms, alternate dimensions, or something beyond comprehension? We can't be sure. Even the term timeless is tricky. In our world, philosophers debate two views of the A series and B series of time. Tainted Grail, I think, leans into the A series of time, where time flows dynamically through past, present, and future. So for example, think of it like this. You will like this video. That's the future. When you hit the like button, that's present, and then it's done. So that's in the past. A timeless God in this system exists outside of that flow, seeing all moments at once. This matters because it explains how some gods in Tainted Grail can know the future or act across centuries, defying time. Peculiarly, as you will see in future videos, some gods of Avalon either lose their power with prolonged stays away from beyond the stars, or wane in their abilities, suggesting their timelessness is tied to those mysterious realms. Now let's explore a mind-bending questline from The Last Night, set 400 years after the fall of Avalon. Picture this, a chalk horse carved into a hill spanning hundreds of feet, inspired by the real-world chalk horse carvings like the Uffington White Horse. It's trapped, bound to the land while attempting to escape. In The Last Night, it says, after your combined efforts, the horse breaks free from the chains of reality, and its chalk body disappears in the sky. You won't be surprised if you see a new constellation in the sky tonight. You will also feel surprisingly calm, as if a kind spirit watched over you. This moment screams sacrifice. The adventurers gave their all to free the god, tying into Tainted Grail's core theme. But here's where it gets wild. Fast forward, or rather backward, to the Age of Legends campaign set 1,000 years before. In verse 341.14, you encounter the same chalk horse, still trapped. While it seems impossible, you feel the enormous drawing trying to communicate with you. It regards you as a friend and is grateful for the help you gave it, though you do not remember any such help. How does a trapped god thank you for something you haven't done yet? Its timelessness lets it see the future, knowing you'll free it in 1,000 years. This suggests the chalk horse hails from those timeless kingdoms beyond the stars, existing outside of Avalon's flow of time. When it ascends to form a constellation, it marks a new event in the future, not something that always was. fitting the A-series view of time. After its ascension, it became known as the Chalk Mare, White Steed, or Pale Horse, and was worshipped by followers. But who is the Chalk Mare, and why was it trapped? The lore paints it as a god of protection. Its calming presence lingers after its release, like a guardian watching over Avalon's heroes. Its imprisonment might reflect inevitability. Perhaps the weirdness or rival gods bound it to ensure Avalon's decline, only broken by the adventurer's sacrifice. This isn't unique in Tainted Grail. The forgotten goddess, another divine figure, was locked in a mountain by dozens of gods before the Picts freed her. She offered comfort and was a force for good, but demanded disturbing rituals. Could they both have been goddesses chained for defying Avalon's doomed fate? While the Chalk Mare was seen as a protector, the forgotten goddess had the cure to the most vile disease imaginable. What entities could be responsible, and why would they do that? Could the Chalk Mare have a deity existing independently, eternal, and unbound beyond the stars before it was on Avalon? Or is it a fragment of the weird's chaos, like water reshaped into a divine steed? At first, I had thought the chalk horse was made by people, but then animated by the weirdness. However, the weirdness is infamous for only affecting living things, such as plants, animals, and people. So it couldn't animate chalk, could it? The Beyond the Stars kingdoms might be like Plato's world of forms, perfect, eternal realms where gods like the Chalk Mare exist, untouched by time. Or maybe the kingdoms are a chaotic source, birthing gods from a cosmic swirl. Are these gods all self-existent? Or does a hierarchy exist? Are there any self-existent? The lore hints that some gods lose power away from these kingdoms, suggesting they're tied to a timeless source. Imagine adventurers glimpsing these realms. What would they see? Celestial palaces or chaotic voids? Could the Everdweller, a godlike enigma, hold the key? Does it wield the weirdness, crafting life, or does it depend on it? Its role might reveal if the weirdness is the divine spark at the beginning or a tool for the divine. In the next episode, we'll dive into the island of Avalon, the homelands, and the Everdweller's role in this grim saga. For now, please like and subscribe, and join our Discord for random polls and Tainted Grail chats. So yeah, thanks so much, all of you, for watching. I really do appreciate you. I'm loving getting to know you guys on Discord. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later. Bye-bye.